is the HSO2A. It's got the larger 245 tips in it, C245. This is the HSO2B, which has the C210 tips in it, which are smaller tips. And this right here is, of course, the TS101 and has the TS100 tips in it. Okay, so what we've got here is a how to solder kit. So we will power it up once we get it all put together, but we're going to use these soldering irons, see how well they do. Tips, I think I have a decent comparison of tips, and then we'll do some tests on the soldering irons towards the end of the video. And some of you will remember this. We created our own resin. I'm going to go with the green first. We're going to use this for our flux. Excuse me, I can't walk and chew bubble gum, guys, gals. Normally what I'll do is spread one of my legs to try to get a little bit to hold it in place. Alrighty, so now we are going to take the HSO2A and see what we can do with it. Okay, so I had to get into the settings on the HSO2A and reduce the power level to 60%, let it heat up, and then I was able to increase it to 100% after there, because it will spike the amps and shut my power supply down. That's an issue. You can look in the review that we've contacted Finercia about, and they haven't responded. Let's see what the HSO2B can do with that little wedge tip there. And at about 325 with this solder, works pretty good. So I'll probably do the remainder of the tests at about 350 once we finish this right here. And this is working, it seems to be working fine as a flux, but I'm not really liking, I think there's going to be some cleanup that we're going to have here. So the remainder of the tests will definitely be at 350. Okay, so I already set the corner on the IC socket. Okay, so there is 5 with the TS101. Okay, so let's do 5 with the Finercia HSO2A. Alrighty. Okay, so I've got the buttons set in there, and I've got them kind of held in place. So we're going to end up with basically 3 buttons per iron that will be set. The homemade flux is made with IPA and pine resin, and I'm going to actually use IPA to clean this board when I'm done. Okay, so that was kind of interesting. I am really disappointed in the HSO2A. Just doesn't seem like it can get that big tip heated up correctly. And it continuously, once I get it soldering, it would, the tip would cool and couldn't maintain the heat. And you can see how it cuts out on full power. It doesn't try to regulate the voltage, the draw, the amperage. It kicks my power supply out. And so I couldn't get it to heat up properly. It could be a bad tip. Maybe it's a bad iron. I'm not sure. But the HSO2 B here did pretty good. But neither of them did as good as the TS101. The TS101 remained hot through the entire top row, all 6 solder joints, and then coming down through the bottom, 2, 4, probably the last 3 solder joints, it was starting to lag behind and not maintaining the heat, leaving balls behind instead of a decent solder joint. So in this right here, I got to give it to the TS101 because it seems to hold that heat well. But the real disappointment is the HSO2 A here. That big old chunk of metal on the end doesn't seem to do it a whole lot of good, and it just can't seem to keep that heated up. So I'm not sure what that was all about. And it'll melt the solder. I just got to let it sit there. Now, here, they're both, every one of them set to 20 volts. They're all plugged into a PD100 power supply, 100% power, 20 volts. B just doesn't have that initial draw on the power supply that kicks it out. So it's this one seems to be working correctly. This one's not. So there's not a whole lot I can do about it. I've had it too long for this, and it could be the tip, and I've actually put the other tip in there, but it's a very sharp tip, and it didn't seem to do a whole lot better. So we're just going to have to kind of take this one out of the running. It's not really doing us any good the way it is. So I believe I've got a faulty iron, I believe. So let's get some more components on here and finish this. Okay, so, oh man, we got one sticking up. Can't have that. No, sirree. Not an option in my house. That's got to be fixed. Not perfect, but much better. Hold on. There's another. Now, now everything's right in the world. Okay, let me clean some of this off, or the leads off, and we'll be right back. Okay, so we got it together, cleaned up, kind of trimmed up for 5 volts, 1 amp. So I don't know what it's supposed to do, but it's doing something regardless. But anyway, it's not about this board here. It is about the soldering irons. Okay, so what I have here is a LED array out of a outdoor light. So let's see about 400 is as high as she's gonna go. So let's see what the HSO2 B can do. not actually sticking, but at the same time, it's keeping it melted. Yeah, that's keeping that solder melted on that deal. Well, it's not going to solder it to it for sure. Let's get the old pain in the butt here, aggravating one out. Supposedly the big boy. And I know this isn't the tip I would normally be using for this right here. I mean, it seems to be heating, but it just did not work well with that circuit board. Well, it seems to be moving the solder around, melted, keeping it melted on the heatsink with this cooling fin, because it's designed to wick heat away from the LEDs. So I wouldn't expect to be able to have any of my soldering irons actually solder anything to this large heatsink here. But it ain't really what I'd call soldered, but it's stuck. Okay, so that's enough playing around. Well, they're soldered, but that's not what I would call soldered. Anyway, so I think we need to revisit this once I work out what's going on with this. Right now, here's my thoughts. Okay, I believe that the TS101 is, in my opinion, going to be the winner of this comparison. And let me explain. But first, the display's nicer on the HSO2, hands down. The HSO2 is locked in to updates from Finercy. The MiniWare can be updated with third-party stuff, OSs. HSO2s, in my opinion, they heat up very quickly. According to the display, the TS101 heats up much slower. So I don't care how fast it heats up. So my personal preference would be the TS101. It seems to hold its heat better, so I can solder continuously, joint after joint after joint, longer with the TS101 without it starting to cool down and catch up to me. The TS101 also feels better in the hand. Now, I had to be careful how I held it, so I didn't push any of the buttons. I don't have to worry about hitting the buttons on the HSO2, so that's a plus for them and a negative for the TS101. Now, here's another point. Because I did most of the work with the smaller HSO2B, and the HSO2A was kind of out of the mix, I could get into the circuit better. But my hand and the size of the iron would block my vision from time to time, and I'd have to kind of brace and get it a better angle. So there's pluses and minuses to each of the irons. I believe that I'm doing something wrong here. I think it's a fine iron, but I think I'm doing something wrong. My personal preference is now going to be the TS101 because I tended to just grab it more than anything else because it was smaller, easier to maneuver, get around. The tip and everything wasn't in my way. Now, a big disadvantage to the TS101 that I really, really, really don't like is the length of the tip. With the HSO2s, I'm like right there at it, and I can just take my finger and brace on the project and finish my soldering. And the A is not much longer, and I could still do the same with it. Now, if I wasn't soldering on a stand and I was just soldering on the mat, I think it'd be fine because I could brace my wrists on the mat. When I'm soldering with a vise, I'd end up using the HSO2. That's all I got for now. I know there's holes in this comparison and that there's some stuff that we need to cover again, and I need to put these irons against one another in another mat. Your time is very important to me, and I thank you for spending it here with me. Thanks, and God bless. Your time is very important to me, and I thank you for spending it here with me. Thanks, and God bless.